The name tag lay face down on the asphalt, glinting beneath the parking lot floodlights. Claire Thompson, RN. Her hospital ID, tossed like trash. Her hands, still stained faintly with blood, trembled as she stared at the security guard who had just escorted her out. Behind her, sirens faded into the distance. The Marine she had saved was somewhere between life and death, and now she was unemployed. But what no one saw coming, what no one could have imagined, was the letter that would arrive less than 24 hours later. From the most powerful man in the country, Claire Thompson didn't look like a hero. In fact, most days, she felt invisible. She was 38, single, no kids, and had spent the last 12 years working the night shift in the ER at St. Matthew's Memorial, a hospital more known for budget cuts than miracles. Her life was a series of quiet sacrifices. She gave up weekends, missed funerals, and ate dinner alone most nights with reruns playing in the background. She was used to people walking past her like she was part of the furniture. Yet beneath the surface, she carried a weight few knew. Her father, a Marine, never made it back from his last tour in Fallujah. Claire had been 17. He was the reason she became a nurse. Not for prestige, not for money, but to be the hands she once needed when no one came. Still, in the eyes of her supervisor, she was just another overworked nurse who didn't follow procedure. The night it all happened had started like any other. A young man, bloodied, pale, stumbling, burst through the ER doors just before midnight. His uniform was half torn, dog tags swinging as he collapsed onto the floor. "Help," he gasped. "My friend's still in the truck." Chaos erupted. Gunshot wound. Multiple trauma sites. But the triage desk hesitated. There was protocol. Forms. Security. Claire didn't wait. She sprinted outside. She found the truck riddled with bullet holes, parked 3 blocks away. Inside, slumped over the steering wheel, was another Marine, unconscious, bleeding out fast, and gurney. No team. Just Claire, a trauma bag, an instinct. She didn't think. She moved. She stabilized his airway using a ballpoint pen as a trach tube, wrapped his shoulder with a tourniquet made from her own scrub top, called in the coordinates, flagged down a patrol unit, and kept him alive until backup arrived. And she succeeded. The Marine lived. But the next morning, hospital administration called her in. "You violated protocol," the director said coldly. "Left your assigned post. Exposed the hospital to legal risk. We're terminating your employment effective immediately." Claire didn't protest. She just sat there, numb. The news spread quickly. "Reckless nurse fired after vigilante rescue." That's what the local blog called it. But while the world dismissed her, someone else had been paying attention. 24 hours later, she woke to a knock at her apartment door. A man in a black suit handed her a sealed envelope. No words, just a nod. On the envelope, the White House. Official business. Claire stood in the East Room of the White House, knees weak, heart pounding. She had never even been to D.C. before. To her left stood a row of decorated veterans. To her right, the families of fallen heroes. And then the president stepped forward. "In times of conflict," he said, voice echoing. "True courage often comes quietly. Not in the headlines, not in the fanfare, but in moments where a human chooses compassion over convenience." He turned to Claire. Nurse Claire Thompson risked her life, off-duty, unarmed, unprotected, to save 2 of our Marines. Her actions reflect the very values our nation holds dear: sacrifice, bravery, and love for others above self. Then, as cameras flashed and the room stood silent, he extended a medal, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. But what shook her most was what came next. From the crowd, a young Marine stepped forward. Pale, still limping. It was him, the one she had saved. He saluted. "Ma'am, because of you, I got to hold my baby girl for the first time." Claire's eyes welled. She had never sought recognition. She had just acted. But in that moment, the years of feeling invisible dissolved. She wasn't just a nurse. She was seen, valued, honored, and most importantly, remembered. Back home, news spread like wildfire. The hospital director issued a public apology. She was offered her job back, this time with a promotion, but Claire declined. Instead, she accepted a new offer to serve as director of veteran medical advocacy at a national level. She wasn't just patching wounds now. She was shaping a future where no sacrifice went unnoticed. Some heroes don't wear uniforms. They wear scrubs. They show up. They act. Even when no one's watching. If this story moved something in you, don't let it end here. Share this with someone who still believes in quiet courage. Subscribe if you believe the world needs more moments like this. And above all, be the reason someone still believes in goodness. Start today.